What's up YouTube? So today I'm going to be going through my Photoshop prep. So I'm going to be doing a photo shoot in around 8 weeks. Now I've been dieting pretty hard since the beginning of the year. So currently I'm down around 21 and a half kilos, which is pretty crazy. Now it does make me look back in retrospect and think I really should have done some before photos. But the photo shoot was never a thing I wanted to do. It was just basically get a little bit healthier, get back into training. I've always been really inconsistent with training if I don't have a specific goal to go towards. So I'll train really hard, diet will be all on point, and then I'll get over it and just go and binge, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. So after dropping, I think like the first sort of 7-8 kilos, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just keep going and do a photo shoot. So what you're about to see here is my current starting point. So right now on the screen, you're gonna see my current weight. So my current weight at the moment is 86.2 kilos. I started at around 106.8 or 106.6, something around that. And what you're also about to see is my current physique. So you see just a front shot, a side shot, and a back shot. So these are just exactly where I am now. So that's with no food, no pump or anything like that. It's relatively early morning. Sun's been up a couple of hours, I think, in this photo or this little video, and you're about to see exactly my starting point. So what you're going to see is my journey throughout the next 8 weeks of the photo shoot prep and also the peak week prep, which a lot of you are interested in, I know. So what I did is basically put out a little poll on Instagram and just basically said, hey, what do you guys want to know? And I've got a ton of really cool questions and some perverted questions as well, which I'm looking forward to answering. So in terms of progress so far, yeah, I think I'm around like 21 and a half kilos, anywhere in sort of that range from memory. I'm training 6 days a week in terms of resistance training. I'm doing 45 minutes of cardio, just lifts, every single day. And then I'm also doing 8,000 steps a day. So that's what I'm doing in terms of training. In terms of my recovery wise, I am trying to do as much meditation, relaxation exercise as I possibly can, try and get as much in a parasympathetic state, which is where all the magic and the recovery happens. And I'm also using the Stealth massage gun. If you've seen me use it probably on my Instagram stories, if you do follow me on Instagram. If you don't, link is below, go check me out on there. So that's what I'm mainly doing for recovery, doing a lot of I guess active recovery rather than just like static stretching, because I really don't like stretching. Okay, so jumping into questions. Why I'm doing a shoot. So I'm doing a shoot purely because I didn't really have a goal for a long time, and as I just spoke about before, if I don't have a goal, and I think a lot of us, if we don't have a direction to go to, we tend to just go with the flow. We don't really get anywhere, and then very quickly we look back and 6 months, 12 months, 2 years has gone by. So as I start to get a little bit healthy, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go do a photo shoot because that's the goal for me, to get in the best shape of my life. So that's why I'm doing it. The biggest struggles throughout this, personally for me, it's going to be different to everyone, whether that's going to be cravings, hunger. Remember, your leptin and ghrelin levels are going to be really tanked, especially your ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone. Leptin is generally going to be your satiation hormone. So those things are going to be out of whack, as amongst a ton of other hormones. But for me specifically, it's been sleep. My sleep has been horrible for probably the last couple of months at least. So I'm trying to do as much as I can to try and get on top of that. I'm doing nighttime routines. I'm taking things like 5-HTP or hydroxytryptophan, which is a precursor to melatonin, which is our body's major sleep hormone. I'm supplementing melatonin as well to try and help with sleep. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Lacking motivation. Motivation does come and go, definitely. The deeper I've gone into prep, motivation's definitely started to take a big hit. Size of my left bicep specifically, so I've integrated the weird ones in here as well, was 44 centimeters, so 17 inches, which I don't think is not too bad after dieting for 7 months. The next one, will I be naked? No, I will not be naked, and that's from the reoccurring guests. I just want to give him a shout out, Mr. Josh Wiggins. I will not be naked, no Josh. But if you want to see me, that's just between me and you. I'm all for it. What am I hoping to highlight? So I'm hoping to highlight with this particular journey that with the right preparation and discipline and persistence, anything is possible. Like, this is something that I'm not exactly, I'm not doing a lot. I did one last year, but this is something that anybody can do, whether that's a photo shoot, dropping body fat, building muscle tissue, wherever it might be. I'm hoping to highlight that through persistence and discipline that you can achieve, regardless of what the goal is, you can achieve absolutely anything, but you just need the right knowledge and the right tools to be able to get there. How do you know you are ready for a shoot? So I think this is going to be very dependent on you, depending on what type of shoot you want to go into. So specifically for a health and fitness shoot, you probably see hundreds of thousands before, but you've seen people just get absolutely incredibly diced and shredded up. That's not specifically the goal for me. I want to be able to get in really good shape, or the good shape for me, but I also want it to be sustainable for my everyday life. I love food, absolutely love it. And I want to be able to still enjoy those foods throughout my whole prep. I'm using more of a flexible dieting approach. So probably about 95% of my diet is 100% on point. And then that 5%, I might have like a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of ice cream or something like that in there, as long as it fits my macronutrient breakdown. So in terms of when you're ready for a shoot, I think only you'll really know if you're ready for it, depending on the extreme that you want to go to. If you want to go for that sort of 5-6%, as 4-5-6%, as if you're stage lean, you have to really go to the extremes. And I'd use people as a reference point to look at people that you want to emulate and look like and go, cool, yeah, I reckon I'm lean enough, I look roughly like you. Use that as a reference point. But remember, your 5% will look like my 5% and will look like the next person's 5%, as our structure is very different. So I think only you'll really know if you're ready for it. How do you compare? So this is more, I guess, to my athletic background. How do you compare the motivational levels when comparing a shoot to a professional sport? So I was a professional rugby league athlete in the UK from like 16 to 19, I think it was, so for around that 3-year mark, before I moved back to Australia and everything changed. How do you compare the motivational levels? So the motivational levels I think are very different, because in terms of a photo shoot, for me, it's not the be all and end all. It's not my life's purpose to do a photo shoot. It's just something that I picked up. I was like, I'm gonna do this because it's gonna give me a goal, and it's gonna give me a good amount of motivation to keep fighting for something and testing myself. Now, when I was a professional rugby league player, rugby league was my everything. Like, I did absolutely everything I could to improve my performance and get better as a player. I lived and I breathed it. So I think the difference there with motivation is that I would wake up and go to sleep thinking about rugby league and how to be better. With the photo shoot, it's not quite that intense, but I think a lot of the same disciplines do still apply. You still got to be dedicated, you still got to be persistent, you still got to be on point with your training and your nutrition. So I think the in terms of the motivational levels, it was more so for the sport because I lived and breathed it. The photo shoot, I'm not. But at the same time, for you, you might live and breathe the photo shoot or bodybuilding or whatever it's going to be. That might be a different motivator for you. Are there any similarities between your history as a professional athlete and prepping for a shoot? Yeah, absolutely. So I think, again, going back to the level of discipline and dedication is very much the same. It's still, for me, it's getting up early in the morning to make sure that I'm ready for the gym. I'm prepared. My warm-ups are on point. My working sets are on point. I'm contracting the hell out of the muscle. I'm going as hard as I possibly can in my workouts. A lot of the times I think people, especially nowadays, get obsessed with this thing in between sets, for example. Like, you see so many people scrolling through social media in between sets, whereas reality, keep your mind focused on the task at hand. What are you trying to achieve? So for me, it's about, okay, I need to lift the heaviest weight possible. I need to contract the muscle as hard as possible. I need to get in the gym, and in that 45 minutes to an hour, wherever the time frame of the workout's going to be, I want to go as hard as I fucking can in that. And then as soon as I finish, it's about relaxation. It's about optimizing recovery, optimizing sleep, optimizing my digestion. All those things still apply. That's how I worked as a professional athlete, and I think I've been able to still carry over those traits into training for this photo shoot. Supplements. So in terms of supplementation, I get asked this a lot in terms of what's the best supplement. There is none. Supplements aren't necessary. They are exactly that. They are there to supplement something you may not be necessarily getting in your dietary requirements, but you can get everything you need just by eating really good quality food. So for the most part, I would scrap supplements and get better quality food sources. So get things like grass-fed beef or organic eggs, things like that, so better quality things. But In saying that, if I had to recommend supplements, I'd recommend a few simple ones. So a good quality multivitamin, a good quality magnesium, multivitamins specifically because you're going to get a really broad spectrum of vitamins and minerals that you may not necessarily get in your diet all year round. Magnesium is great for recovery and getting you in that parasympathetic state so that you can recover, your muscles recover, your brain can recover, so that you can go and keep that consistency and intensity up with your training. I'd also advise creatine as well. Creatine is possibly the most researched supplement in the world, but it's great for improving performance in the gym, which is what you want when you're training, but it's also great for cognitive and brain function as well. And if you don't get a lot of greens, or you just don't like eating vegetables and fruits and things like that, get a really, really good greens powder that's going to be able to get you a really good broad spectrum of nutrients and minerals as well. So those are the main ones. I mean, it's all going to be relative to you. The best thing I can advise is go get some blood work done, and then wherever you're deficient, that's what you're going to supplement. One piece of advice I would offer to anyone preparing for a shoot. So the best, if I was to offer one piece of advice, is health comes first. So whenever you're preparing for a shoot or for a stage, this is where I see a lot of people go wrong, is they will give themselves way too short of a time frame, and they'll go, cool, out of shape a little bit too fluffy, I'm gonna go really fucking hard for 12 weeks, 20 weeks, whatever it might be, and get in the best shape of my life. It doesn't happen like that, and that's where rebounds can occur. I would focus on health first, so monitoring things like your energy levels, your mood, your sleep, monitor your calories and your training and your energy output, like your needs, using something like a Fitbit or something like that. Monitor your blood pressure, do all these things to make sure your body is as healthy as possible, because you're not going to be able to get to where you want to be. You're going to be able to sustain that as well, rather than going through the dreaded rebound effect where you've seen loads of athletes do it. As soon as you finish a show, you'll just put on 5, 10, I've even seen up to 15 kilos being put on personally, which is not what you want to do. You want to try and get to where you want to be and sustain that new form of lifestyle. So health first is the biggest thing, and take your fucking time. Like, you've not just decided I want this goal and get it in 12 weeks, make it a lifestyle change. And for, like, I've been dieting for 7 months and I've still got 7 weeks actually, 7 to 8 weeks to go, you know, so I've been dieting for like 8 months, do you know what I'm saying, with refeeds and breaks and stuff like that in between. Again, health comes first, so it doesn't have to happen overnight. You've got time, you'll be okay. If you're preparing for a show, decide in that show, and then my advice, if you've never done one before, add another 6 months to 12 months on top of that, and then really get ready for it, so you can not only get there, be in the best shape of your life, but you can sustain that as well. And think about why you're doing it. And that's it. That's all my questions. So basically what you're about to see in the next few weeks is how I'm looking, how I'm progressing as I start to get leaner, what I'm doing and how I'm feeling. So I'm hoping that can inspire some of you guys to take your own journeys and just keep moving forward. Yes, it's gonna hard, yes, it's gonna suck. We're gonna go through that together. So whenever you feel like you're struggling, you can log in here and check me out on this channel to see me struggle as well. Know that it's okay, you're not alone. I'm with you every single step of the way. If I can add any value and any guidance to you, please drop me a message in the comments below or on Instagram. And if you do want any of the topics covering on this YouTube channel, myself and my beautiful photographer, videographer would love to know as many thoughts that you've got, so we can keep giving you guys content. And if you've not already, please like, subscribe, and have a great day. Yeah.